In this video, we visit two Pueblo Mágicos, one which might have the tallest aqueduct in the world, and another known for its charcoal and leather production.
We are Georgia and David. We quit our jobs to travel full-time around Mexico with our 14-year-old Sheltie Poo Meep. Our goal is to take a picture with her in front of 100 Pueblo signs. Today we've driven about an hour and 45 minutes to Arcos Del Sitio.
It is actually the tallest aqueduct in all of Latin America, and it is considered one of the main things to do if you head to the Pueblo Mágico of Tepotzotlán. However, it is like a 50-minute drive away, so we're used to things being slightly outside the city, maybe 15 or 20 minutes, but almost an hour, it's pushing it a little bit, but we are definitely excited to be here and see it. You can apparently walk along the top of this one. Well, that was really neat. It was a little bit more of a hike because they actually have a path once you cross the full aqueduct, so you can kind of get a better view of it. Meep was allowed to do the whole walk. She enjoyed it very much, and David right now is outside getting some drone shots. The entrance fee was 40 per person, and then an additional 30 for parking, so 110 total.
If you Google the tallest aqueduct in the world, you get the Ponte Silte Aqueduct in Wales, which is 38 meters or 126 feet tall. This aqueduct is listed as being 61 meters or 200 feet tall according to the UNESCO site. So according to that, this would, in fact, be the tallest aqueduct in the world. We just made it into town from the Arcos.
It was about a 50-minute drive, and we easily found parking, but today is a Thursday. And first off, I have to say that this town center is one of the most beautiful I think we have seen so far. There are flowers, there are manicured shrubs, there's cactus, there's amazing palm trees, and the church is super impressive. But we are absolutely starving, so I think we're gonna go eat first. So we have stopped at the restaurant Carta Blanca. David got a Bohemia Oscura, and I got a Vampiro. We've got some chips and salsa here. And then I ordered the chicken tinga quesadillas, but I forgot that I am in Mexico State. And weirdly enough, the quesadillas here come without queso. So I don't know why they're called quesadillas. We just finished up lunch at Carta Blanca, and it was very, very good. I got the filet mignon, and it was slightly overcooked, but the fries were really fresh and crispy. The guacamole was good, and the steak was seasoned well.
I got the parrillada de casa. Basically, it was a mixed grill that was more like fajitas, and it was actually really, really good. It had chorizo, chicken, and carne asada.
So, highly recommend if you're in the area. We did check out the menus from a couple of the other restaurants, and they didn't look anywhere near as good, and the prices were a lot higher. This place was pretty reasonable. The only thing I'd watch out for is they did add the tip at the end, the service charge, already in. So just make sure you don't double tip. So normally you can go into the main church, but you have to do it through the museum. And right now, I'm not sure if you can hear, but right behind us, they're having a little bit of a protest in front of the museum. From what I can gather, it's something about workers' rights. So we're not going to be going in the museum. Plus, we always have to have like Meep in the backpack, and we usually have a 50-50 shot at it anyway.
So we just got done walking through the Artesanía market.
I would venture to guess that this is one of those Pueblo Mágicos that is much more popular on weekends than weekdays. Most of the stalls were closed, but it looked like they had signage and things, so I think that if you come on a Saturday or Sunday, there'll be a lot more to see here, but for us, it was just a handful of small stalls. So even though bubble tea is a drink that originated in Taiwan, we have found it here in this little Pueblo Mágico. The little shop is super cute, and their menu includes a ton of Mexican-inspired flavors. So David here got the rompope, and I got the arroz con leche.
So both those bubble teas were really good and not too sweet.
Yeah, this is one of those times where I am happy that some Asian cuisine and some Mexican cuisine have come together. Unlike the sushi with all the deep fried rolls and queso Philadelphia, here the Mexican flavors in the bubble tea were fantastic. Highly recommend it.
After the bubble tea, there was only one thing left to do, and that was to make our way to the town letters to take our family photo. Today we've driven about 2 hours to the Pueblo Mágico of Villa del Carbón.
This Pueblo Mágico is located in the state of Mexico, and it is up in the mountains, so about the last 25 minutes of the drive were pretty curvy. We are going to go check out their little Tianguis market as well as their Gastronomica market, and then hopefully get our family photo and maybe grab something to eat because I am starving.
We started with the local Tianguis market, which was selling tons of fresh fruit and household items. We continued across the street to the slightly more touristy Plaza Gastronomica. We continued strolling around town and stumbled upon the kiosco and the town letters, so you know it was time to take our family photo. So one thing that Villa del Carbón is known for is their charcoal production.
Hence the name. And we just finished up lunch at the restaurant behind us, La Chiripa, and we both got charcoal grilled steaks, and they were pretty good, but it was kind of odd. They served them on a board that was covered in a thin layer of plastic, so it was weird to have hot meat that you were cutting with a knife on a layer of plastic, but my plastic held up, so I don't know.
Yeah, usually you only see that with street food.
Yeah. They did have live music, which you may have been able to hear a few seconds ago, and the guy was pretty good. It wasn't very intrusive. Another thing that Villa del Carbón is known for is their leather production.
We passed by a bunch of leather shops and you can smell it everywhere.
In the Plaza de Gastronomia, we did buy a few things. We got some pistachios, we got some cookies, we got some bread, and some really nice ripe avocados. And here I have a cantarito, which is one of my favorite cocktails here in Mexico. It has tequila and grapefruit soda, as well as some tajin for a little bit of spice, and I actually put some salt in the bottom with fresh lime juice. This one is a particularly good version, and we got to pick our own little jars for them, and they were only 60 pesos each.
So behind me is La Leyenda, which is the most famous leather store in Villa del Carbón. Our last stop in town was the Artesanía market, which of course features many stalls with local handmade leather goods. They even have a display showcasing the largest leather botin in the world. There were also stalls selling pottery, jewelry, sweets, and hand-knitted items.
This is a Pueblo Mágico that I would definitely recommend visiting on a weekend. We're here on a Saturday and all the shops and restaurants and bars are open, and that's it. That's the main thing to do here, is to eat, to drink, and to shop. Even Meep got in on the shopping and bought herself a new bowl.
We have one more stop right outside of town. All right, so the stop I was most excited about is Cervecería Carbonera, which is a brewery. And it looked like it was a little bit outside of town, but it turned out to be just about 500 meters from the church.
So here you can see we selected the porter as well as the smoked stout. They have a blonde ale, they have an IPA. They also had one that was honey, and they had another one that was vanilla. They even had one that was based on the drink ponche. So there are lots of different options here, but you can see here they have a cute little backyard with some parking, and Meep is here. Thanks for watching. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave them down below. And if you haven't already, check out this video here, where we visit some Pueblo Mágicos in Puebla's coffee growing region.